So today I'm here with Michael Lee of Robert E. Lee Surveying. And Michael, I remember when I was growing up and we used these old transits, we'd have to shoot to the woods to plumb bobs and we'd have to pull a chain for the distance. And I haven't seen y'all pull any chains today, and this transit looks a lot different than the ones that we used growing up. How does this one work?
Well, basically it takes a shot into a glass prism and it reflects the distance back into it, and it stores it in this, which is a data collector, kind of similar to a smaller computer.
Now, does that download directly into a CAD system when you get back to the office for your
correct.
drawings?
Yes, it does. It actually, you hook it to a cord and you hook the cord to the computer, and it just transfers the points that we shoot out here in the field into the computer, which is the AutoCAD program, which we draw it.
That sounds like it saves a lot of time from the way we used to do it, and yes, probably more accurate.
Yes.
And I'm just curious, how often in your line of work do you find where somebody has encroached on their neighbor?
I would say 1 in 3 from our company. But
are these pretty serious encroachments, or?
Majority of the time they're just fence encroachments, but typically that's why people get the survey, because they want to know. And mostly it's small, but sometimes we have ran into where there's been driveways and buildings and other things over the property line, and you just don't really know until you get either the line staked or the property corners found, and you can pull a string line or pull that line in.
Sounds like survey is pretty good return on investment for what you get.
Correct. Yes, it is. It's very much good investment, because if you want to build a fence, if you want to build a building, carport, or anything, if you don't know where your line is and you just put it up, you're typically going to have to bring it down if the neighbor wants it brought down and if it's over the property line. So.
Yeah. All right, so we're here today with Robert E. Lee of Robert E. Lee Land Surveying. And Mr. Lee, appreciate you coming out and bringing us the plat. And we're thinking about extending this driveway and doubling the width. And we're wondering if we've got enough room, enough property to do that, and if there are any setback requirements that would prohibit us from extending the width of this driveway.
Right, I believe you've got plenty of room.
Yeah.
There's no setback requirements.
Yeah.
Or all the way to the line.
Yeah.
From the corner of the chimney there, you've got about 18 feet.
Yes.
To the line. So if you're just doing a driveway, you could go all the way to the line. The only thing that would have to fall within the setbacks would be the actual building structure. Anything with a foundation.
Okay, so there's no setback requirements for driveways.
Correct.
Great. So now they put some red flagging on a piece of pipe way over here the other day, where this red flag is. Is that our property line right there?
Yes, sir. It is.
Wow. So we can bring the driveway all the way over to here.
Yep.
I'm thinking about if I do that, we got enough property where I could probably just keep it a foot or two off the property line just to have some space if I wanted to plant any bushes or something. Is that a good idea?
Yep.
The other question, Mr. Lee, that we had was we thought about someday we may want to build a garage or a portico. I kind of prefer a garage because I like somewhere to store some things.
Right.
And we're just wondering if we're going to have enough space, enough width right here, if we own enough property that I could build a garage and still have the setback. So we're wondering, what is our setback, and given that, will we have enough property to build a garage or portico?
Right. Property's zoned R3, and that would give you a 6-foot side yard. You got 18.2 from the chimney there, so that gives you, roughly 12 feet, and probably 14 from the actual house.
We really enjoy our backyard, and our privacy fence helps to make that a pleasant experience. And we're thinking surely they built this privacy fence on our property, but I guess in surveying you better never assume anything, huh?
Exactly.
Well, did we get lucky? Is in fact this?
It is in fact in the line, within the boundaries.
Great. When your surveying crew was out here the other day, they went ahead and pinned in this right rear corner right here where this red flagging is, and I was just concerned, is it going to cut off the edge of my beehives, or my beehives over on my neighbor's property? Because I thought it went all the way to that chain link fence.
Right.
But our survey, what's our survey showing us right here?
Actually, you're short of the chain link fence, but your beehives are probably around 8 feet from the actual rear property line.
Oh, that's good news. So my beehives, there's 8 feet of distance between the rear corner of my beehives and the property line?
Yes, sir.
I was not looking forward to moving those.
No, I think you got plenty of room.
So that's pretty much just an optical illusion with this corner as it works its way back over there to the far corner.
Right.
And then you got a detail and some notes right here about that left rear corner. What's going on back there?
Right, that's the chain link fence going across the back of the property. That's actually your neighbor's fence. And their fence encroaches onto your property by 4/10 for a total distance of 13.8 feet.
So 4/10 of a foot for a length of 13.8 feet.
Right.
Now it looks like, I was looking at your survey right here where you're pointing out our privacy fences. It looks like I got quite a bit more room on this side of this privacy fence, maybe 2 or 3 feet, where I could probably get over there and service that and still be the back side of this privacy fence without actually having to ask the neighbor, if they weren't around to, request permission.
Yeah, it looks like you've probably got about a foot, a little over a foot at the back corner here.
Yes.
And in the front, probably 4 feet or so.
4 feet or so at the front. That's good. Now you got another little detail right here, and what's going on right here on the other side of our privacy fence?
That is where your neighbor has a cinder block wall that kind of juts over the property line just a little bit by a foot, and that also is an encroachment, and that's, we're required to show those.
Okay, but her little cinder block wall kind of helps to hold up the bank right there, and again, I'm not concerned about it. Lastly, we really love and enjoy our creek back here, but I'm just hoping it does not fall in a FEMA designated flood zone. Were you able to find that out for us?
Yes, we were, and it does not fall within the FEMA flood zone. The actual FEMA line's a few lots down before it starts.
On down this way, the land kind of gets real flat, and I could see where that would be a flood zone. So I didn't think it was, but again, I've learned in surveying, you better not assume anything.
Exactly.
Well, y'all sure do a very detailed. Do you do all your surveys, your location surveys in this much detail?
I do.
Wonderful.